we realized that we were running short of 155 ammunition in U.S. stockpiles, and we were having trouble sourcing enough of it from other countries. So we determined that we were going to have to dip into our supplies of cluster munitions, what are called DPICMs. This despite it being a subject of some friction in the coalition and some friction with the Congress because of widespread opposition to the use of cluster munitions. President Biden made the decision out of analysis that we presented to him, and despite some real internal debate within the administration, that we should go ahead and supply hundreds of thousands of rounds of these cluster munitions, both to fill the 155 gap and because they're uniquely effective for certain purposes on the battlefield. And we did that. A second example is we realized that Ukraine was running short of air defense interceptors for Patriots and NASAMS and other air defense systems. And U.S. production just wasn't keeping up with the need. So we developed the idea out of my office, out of this daily meeting, that we would tell every other country that was receiving these interceptors over the course of a 2-year period that Ukraine was going to the front of the line, that Ukraine was going to get those interceptors instead, and there would be a delay in delivering them to the rest of those countries. That was a novel and creative way to keep the supply going, which is still keeping Ukraine in an air defense position where they can continue to intercept inbound attacks from the brutal Russian aggression that is killing both civilians and soldiers. Now, I've heard the criticism that we didn't do enough fast enough because we were too worried about Russia. In fact, we spent every dollar Congress appropriated at pace and in full, and we never let up in the flow of arms to Ukraine. We moved an enormous amount of material, including a massive surge designed and directed out of my office in the closing months, a surge of capability. And over the course of October, November, December into January, that surge is still helping Ukraine to this day on the battlefield.